Hey, Allison Verhalen here, and today I'm talking to you guys about how your content makes your audience feel. Emotions are very important in marketing because, as much as we like to believe that we're all logical and we're all about the stats, the truth is that emotions play a huge role in our buying decisions, in who we choose to buy from, in whether we choose to buy, in what we buy, and how much we buy. Emotions play into all of that. Logic and stats certainly play a role, so don't completely forget about those, but you can't forget about emotions either because they are so powerful. So, I'm going to give you 4 tips for how to include emotions in your marketing and get the most out of it. So, first of all, is what are your goals? What is the next step that you want them to take? Do you want to instill fear in them so that they take the next step, or do you want to inspire them to be their better selves and therefore get them to follow you, or whatever the next step is in the buyer journey? You need to know what emotions are going to trigger them to take that step. And the other thing you need to know in order to accomplish that is your audience. You have to know what motivates them, what are their pain points, how can you push those buttons and make them feel what you want them to feel, and then know which emotions are going to motivate them to take that next step. So then how you do that in your actual content is you have to take them on a journey. So it's not going to be just one emotion. It's going to be a mix of positive and negative emotions. And I like to bookend mine with negative emotions. You start with a pain point. You start with, hey, this is your problem, right? This is what you're feeling. And when you reach your target audience, they go, yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling. And it's awful. How can I change that? And then you take them on a journey where it's more positive and you show them what their life can look like after they start working with you. And then you bring them back to that pain point at the very end. You make them remember that they're in pain now and they won't get all this good stuff unless they work with you. So I like to think of it as bookending with the negative emotions. You start with the negative, you throw in some positive in there, and then you end with the negative again. Another thing I like to use is called the PASOP formula. It's PASOP, and that stands for problem, agitation, solution, outcome, and then problem again. So again, with the bookends. I first heard about that over at Express Writers by Julia McCoy. That's an awesome formula that I use all the time. You start with the problem and you agitate it and you make it worse, and then you show them the solution, which is working with you, of course, and then the outcome and what that looks like after they start working with you. But then take them back to the problem and remind them that they can't have all this good stuff unless they work with you. So, those are my tips for this week. Have a great week and happy marketing. You can find me over at AllisonVerhalen.com. Thanks.